Hey everyone, it's Preacherman R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91. This time I'm doing another movie reviews. This time I'm reviewing A Good Day to Die Hard, and this is the last movie of the Die Hard franchise. And what happens is John McClane finds out that his son Jack is in Russia, so he goes to try to find him because his son is going on trial for murder. And the reason Jack is going on trial for murder is because he's a member of the CIA, and he did this that way he can get close to his target to get him safe, so they can get a file against this other guy that's supposedly supposed to be the bad guy, so this guy can go be taken to America because he helped the CIA. But what we find out is that when John gets there, he stops Jack and he finds out all about this, and there's a speed car chase because the guys that are after the guy that Jack's protecting is after them, and they go throughout Moscow, Russia with this big car chase sequence, and John and Jack are able to get away and go to the safe house. We learn a little bit more about this guy. We learned that him and the guy that's trying to kill him was partners, and they had a big weapons deal, and they sold uranium bombs, nuclear bombs. And we find this out because this file is supposed to have all this evidence on the guy that's after the man that Jack McClane is protecting. So they take the man that he's protecting to the safe house, and then he gets shot up. And they are able to capture the guy that Jack McClane's protecting because they go to this place where this key is. This key opens up the safe that's supposedly supposed to have the drive that has all this information on this dude. So after this, they get attacked, and we find out that the guy's daughter is supposedly working against him with the other guy that is trying to kill her father. And we find out that this is not the case when they go to the place where the file is supposed to be at. And it's really a container full of uranium bombs, and they kill the guy that's working for the guy that's trying to kill this dude, and he calls the dude that's been trying to kill him the whole movie, and while he's talking to him, a guy that he has hired is giving him a massage and then chokes him out and kills him. And we find out that this guy and his daughter had this plan the whole time, and all the reason they did this is to get to the uranium bombs so they could sell them to the highest bidder. And John and Jack get there to try to save this dude, but at this time they don't know that he's the real bad guy of the movie. So when they get there, they ask him where the file is, and he starts acting like he's a victim again. And then Jack and John figure out that there is no file, and the only reason he wanted to come here is to get these bombs. And a big gunfight ensues, and Jack and John split up, and Jack goes after the guy where John goes and gets on this helicopter, and the helicopter's shooting on the roof where Jackie is, and John puts up this truck that's on this helicopter to the gun and drives out of the helicopter, and he just makes it out where he can land into the window of the building when the helicopter goes down. And while the helicopter is going down, before this, Jack pushes this guy that they were protecting the whole movie and kill him. And then John and Jack are trying to get away from the explosion of this helicopter, and they fall into a pool at the bottom of this building. And at the end of it, Jack thinks John's dead because he can't find him. He goes underwater to look for him, and this whole movie is called him John because if you watch the Die Hard franchise, you know that his children are separated from him because of the first two movies, and he finally calls them dead, and John answers, and then they go back to home to the United States and meet up with Lucy. And that's all that really happened on this movie. If y'all have ever watched A Good Day to Die Hard, what did y'all like about this movie? As always, this is Preacherman R&B signing out. Got a good news. Also, this has been another episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.